off on her quick laps.
One of the great things about the Formula E car, the aerodynamics are really not that critical. You can run fairly close to somebody and not get the sort of the wake and lose downforce and all that stuff. It doesn't look like it's that bad. So it's not so important to get a massive clear gap because of that.
So here we go, full speed into turn one for the first time. Nelson Piquet about to take it, then Stefan Sarazan. And here comes Oliver Turvey in the next EV by Team China car. All black helmet for Turvey. There's Sam Bird coming through. Didn't actually see what happened there at turn one, but I'm sure we'll get a look at it later on. There's Sebastian Buemi coming up through the left-hander at Sungate now.
Absolutely on the limit there. Here, you just hear the tyres chirping on the brakes.
And we'll see when these guys decide to do their full 200 kilowatt power laps. At the moment, they're running at 150 kilowatts. They get to turn it up to 200 for the qualifying session. So we'll see when they decide to do their tester run on those.
Yeah, they get one run in an FP, either FP1 or FP2. They get a run to at least try it and see it, to gauge the braking zones, because it really changes the nature of the track quite a lot with that extra power.
And I think it's going to change the nature of 13, the Rosary Gate corner, because it's a long left. In 150, it seems pretty flat, but in 200, maybe not.
I wonder how much quicker, as far as the terms of kilometres an hour, you're going to be entering. But I agree with you, totally, Jack. That corner is really tricky, and it's so easy to fall off the wrong side of the camber of the road there and off the crown of the road.
So here comes the Buemi e.dams car, and Nico Prost has set a 31.297. Not really going to go into times from free practice one, because they're not going to matter anything now, because the first corner has changed so dramatically. Here comes Di Grassi then into turn one. Let's have a look at it. Tucks it in nicely.
That's going to be...
It's still quite a quick corner, actually.
It is, and it's going to get quicker, isn't it? Because they're going to find... He still had about a good, I don't know, 20 centimetres to the wall. That gap is going to narrow down on that apex curve. Somebody's already...
Yeah, the bollard's gone.
That didn't take long again. There we go, that one's gone too.
The other chicane as well, so that's quite tricky. There's a big bump coming into...
to turn 8 there?
Turn 8 there.
Yeah.
That's going to be the one to watch out for as well, because that's under braking, so that could upset the drivers a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. That's part of the key of street course racing, is getting the car to work over those bumps, whether it's in the braking zone.
There goes the bollard.
Middle of the corner. Look how close he was to that exit wall. That's the problem with these bollards. You put a movable object in front of a driver, he's going to move it. If you put an immovable object, chances are he's going to try and avoid it.
So Nico Prost is the quickest man we've had so far, a 1 minute 32.2. Salvador Duran's gone off at Prince Albert once again. That's the second time he's done that.
You can see his marks from earlier in the day there, but to the left of his car.
He's about to drive over his own skid mark, so here he comes. Oh, he's got the back end out of shape on the way in.
Yeah, and there's a big depression there just when he's gone through, and once you get out into that, you're not going to make the corner, and he's been a victim of that twice.
On board with Lucas Di Grassi through the final corner, then out onto the start-finish straight. The start line's actually just on the exit of that final corner. Now here we come down towards turn one, and let's see what... Oh, here we go into the first corner.
Yeah, just a little lift there.
Yeah, quite easy that time through.
Buemi's done a 29.9. Is he on? You think he's gone up to qualifying?
I don't think so just yet, because he's not that much quicker than everyone else. Jarno Trulli's just done the fastest middle sector of anyone. As Jarno does, he'll suddenly go randomly purple in terms of the timing screens, not in terms of himself. Simona de Silvestre and Jean-Eric Verne running line astern for the Andretti squad onto the start-finish straight. The join up with TE Connectivity that Andretti have announced this weekend here in London. They're going to be partners in the construction of the electric motor that Andretti will be using for season 2. And Jarno Trulli's just gone quickest, a 1 minute 29.927. Maybe he used his full power lap, but he was certainly quickest in sectors 2 and 3.
He was purple, yeah. But he might get purple if we keep talking about Trulli trains. He might eventually him personally.
That's a great corner as they flick through.
Well, Simona's definitely taken to these Formula E cars, hasn't she? She's went straight out this morning, was at the top of the time charts for a good bit, and definitely looks to be enjoying driving the car.
Yeah, great to have Simona de Silvestre out racing. She drove the car once on a street demo in Geneva, but that was even less experienced than Sakon Yamamoto has. So this is her first real taste of the Formula E car, the IndyCar racer.
Raced against Simona quite a bit, and she has a very aggressive style with the car. She slides the car around a lot and really is very aggressive with it, and it might suit the Formula E car. It doesn't seem to be hurting her right now at all. She's doing a great job.
So we are just watching the cars out there at the moment, the times aren't really meaning too much as they get used to it. At the end of the session, it might become a little bit more relevant when they do their full power qualifying laps, but up at the moment, everyone's just sort of learning the track. Shout out to Alex Fontana in 11th position at the moment for the Trulli team. His Formula E debut as well this weekend, the Swiss-Greek racer. Bruno Senna's just gone quickest now, 1 minute 29.751. But again, we've got no... Oh, into the barrier there, and that was Salvador Duran, I think, tapping the wall as he came out of the final corner. No, it was Sakon Yamamoto. And,
just caught it.
Yeah, and you can see he's taken the front right end plate off the Amlin car. So that's not good news for Sakon Yamamoto.
He should probably back it down a bit there. He's got a bit of damage, but he's still... yeah, I'm sure they're on the radio going, okay.
Yeah, straight is straight, but from no front wing.
Yeah, there is no front wing. I'm amazed at how strong these Formula E cars are. How many times this year have we seen some of these...
Okay, confirm, box this lap.
They've battered it off the wall, and they've gone and done a really quick time and qualified. It's so impressive.
So, no damage to Sakon Yamamoto.
Here we go.
Let's see what happens.
Locked in the way in. Let me lock to the left front. Or the right front. Ah, yeah. Because he locked the right front on the way in through that first bit, then you really have no steering. You'll see here.
And once he gets on the mini island as well.
There we go. Look, so locked. He's not even close. Yeah. Massively. Carried massively too much speed. Missed the apex. And the mechanics have got a bit of work to do.
But the steering's straight, so that's the positive. Here's Nick Heidfeld, clipping the wall through the final corner as he sets the quickest time of anyone, 1 minute 27.780. And so he's used his full 200 kilowatts of power then on that lap, Nick Heidfeld, to run his qualifying simulation. And a good lap then from Quick Nick, and that is the first representative lap time we've seen around this Battersea Park circuit now then. But he did give the wall a bit of a clout on the exit.
He did. What you're going to see is the timing line is right on the exit of turn 17. So you're going to see people sacrifice that entrance in order to just get to that timeline. And the wall might get in the way occasionally.
Yeah, exactly. This is Alex Fontana we're watching now. The Trulli driver coming up towards the final corner.
He's got the Tom Price retro tribute helmet there, which I just think is so cool.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. He swings it into the final turn, slides it out, has to get off and on the throttle a little bit and goes third quickest to 1 minute 29.459, a second and a half down on Heidfeld. So that may have been a full 200 lap for Alex Fontana. As he comes through the first corner, there's Lucas de Grassi, about to change over to his second car.
And we'll see if he's got this, if he's going to do the 200 lap and see what he's got. It would be so good to just get some reference points. And unusually, we've got, obviously with tomorrow's race and tomorrow's qualifying, it's going to be the first time they've really had just the chance to sleep on it overnight and they'll be sort of perfecting what they've got for qualifying. And they'll be able to just take it a little bit closer to the edge, because mostly they go out there, they get probably 2 runs at, whether practice and qualifying, they get 2 runs at 200 kilowatts. So you're going to see them getting closer and closer, I think, to the limit and also each other.
It'll be very interesting if it remains dry tomorrow as well, to see how much quicker they go in qualifying tomorrow, because they'll get a free practice qualifying run as well. So they'll have had, 3, 4.
Good point.
Just picking up on the team radio there, not sure who it was or what, I didn't quite pick out what it was about either. But yes, so they'll have had a couple of runs in qualifying, a couple of runs in free practice this morning, then a couple of runs in free practice tomorrow morning, and we could see kind of, well, I don't know, about half a second, but a good chunk quicker.
Half a second, I'd say that's probably reasonable. Absolutely. And some guys are going to react differently. Some people are so good at just getting out there and getting on it, and then other people, it takes them longer to sort of perfect exactly what they're doing.
So 13 minutes to go. You can see the order there on the left-hand side, and the top 3, I think, have used their full power boost lap. I think Piquet might be on his now because he set the fastest final sector of anyone.
Yeah, but he's in traffic, isn't he?
He is in a bit of traffic, and we think he might be coming in to the pits at the end of this lap. He's 7 tenths down in sector 1, so yeah, maybe this isn't a flyer.
So it should be P3. I don't know about the other.
So that's the engineer basically saying we're not sure who out there has used the full 200.
11.4.
As Piquet comes back on and gives the energy reading.
11.4 in the back over there.
Heads through the middle sector now and is 2 seconds down. Karun Chandok's on a full power lap as well because he's just done the fastest first sector of anyone. Ooh, a little bit of a oversteer slidey moment for Piquet.
Still pushing hard.
Yeah. And Nico Prost has gone fastest in the middle sector, so we are seeing the guys starting to use their full 200 kilowatts of power now. So Nick Heidfeldt's time at the top there is the benchmark. You've seen Senna just pop up to second place for Mahindra. As Piquet now comes down the pit lane. And he'll return to his next EV by Team China Garage. Now here's Karun Chandok. Middle sector for Chandok is not bad.
0.6 off the quickest.
And Nico Prost has just gone quickest, so he's done a 1 minute 27.7. Now where is Chandok going to soar? He slides coming out of the Millennium Chicane down towards Chelsea Gate for the final time. And across the line there now. And he goes third quickest.
Back to talk Mach 4 crew, back to talk Mach 4 for the in-lap. This will be a driver change, practice driver change, practice.
He's not going to be happy with that, I would say. A couple of tenths off.
A couple of tenths off Nico Prost. I think Mahindra would bite your hand off for that, wouldn't they, at the moment?
Well, I mean, Nico's not. The last couple of rounds hasn't been quite as.
That's true.
Stellar on his one lap as he was at the start of the season when he was absolutely dynamite.
But Karun is half a second quicker than Bruno, so I think you won't mind that at all.
Ah, the inter-team rivalry.
Yeah. So here's Sebastian Buemi. He's on a full 200 kilowatt power lap. Coming through the middle sector now, and he's half a second up on Nico Prost. So this is looking very good for the Swiss racer. Sebastian Buemi turns into the second of the Lake Chicanes now, into the long left-hander at Rosary Gate. Just a couple more corners to go.
Looks good through 13, doesn't it?
Yeah, the car looks really alive in that full 200. Through the Millennium Chicane, down towards the final corner.
Very tidy out of the bus stop.
Yeah. Just Chelsea Gate left to go. On the brakes, little lock-up, tyres screech across the line. Quicker than anyone by 1.3 seconds.
That's a proper lap. We have to learn to speak French next year.
Yeah, I know, I'm going to. So that's Buemi getting feedback, but that is a mega lap. 1.3 seconds quicker than his teammate. Stefan Sarazan getting funky down into Prince Albert, almost tapping the wall on the exit. Good stuff from Steph. He's enjoying himself out there. He might be on a full 200 lap. Let's look at his first sector time.
23.2. This is maximum attack.
Yeah, it certainly is.
Let's just watch him anyway because it's just so entertaining.
Up through, back in comes out again up at Sungate.
They must be on 200 kilowatts with that amount of oversteer coming out, surely. Yeah,
you'd think so. He's now just got the Lake Chicanes to come. Through the first one, chucks it in. Bye-bye bollards. Sarazan's on a mission.
Bye-bye bollards. Good one, Jack.
Here comes the second. He's only 3 tenths down on Sebastian Buemi. That's not too bad at all. Into the second of the Lake Chicanes. Considering how sideways he's been. Now it's interesting. Now the bollard's gone, they're really using the curbs there on the turn 11 and 12.
He kind of diamonded turn 13 there, had a bit of a lift in the middle. Let's see how tidy he is or not, as the case may be. No, very tidy out of the bus stop, down to 17. How brave is he going to be carrying that speed through the entry? Oh, locked a little bit.
Oh, very neat and tidy there, and goes second quickest, fastest final sector of anyone. Just less than a tenth of a second behind Sebastian Buemi. Sarazan, I think he's really got this track hooked up, you know. He was really good in free practice 1. Yep. He's immediately quick out the blocks in free practice 2. Here's Nico Prost now, who has done the personal best in the middle sector. So this is Nico Prost's full 200 lap. It obviously wasn't before.
Watching him through 13, it was like he went in and got a bit close to the wall and had to have a second bite at it, right through the middle there.
The problem you have with 13 is you've got the crown all the way around, so you can't drift out and come back in to take a second apex. Nico Prost across the line, quicker than Buemi by 4 tenths of a second, 1 minute 26.0. This is going to be a very entertaining qualifying session. Box or continue is what he said there. That's my translation.
Ok, box dans ce tour. Map 2 pour rentrer, essaye de garder de la vitesse pour les pressions.
Map 2, watch your speed when you come into the pit lane. But Buemi's out there again on another full power lap. and he's gone 3/10 quicker than Nico Prost in the but he's not going to be going very quickly here.
This is the problem. When guys are doing these cool-down laps in between their full power laps, they've got to have a better system.
You see Buemi on the outside there of that left kink. He was bouncing all over the shop. He's now tucked up behind Loic Duval in the Dragon car. We've got a Bollard in the middle. That's the one that Sarrazin assaulted. But yeah, Buemi well down now. Yeah. He's lost a second or so in that middle sector, but the pace is there.
Frustration level will be high. Look at them moving around here. I do like turn 13. Oh, right on the crown of the road coming out.
Now into the Millennium chicane. Out of that one.
Just keeping going.
Still pushing. He's got Loic Duval up in front of him. We've got the running clock on both of them. Duval is well down at the moment. Sliding his way out of the final corner. Buemi remains second.
Looks a fairly straightforward corner, that sort of turn 17 area, but when you look at the undulations of the track, that's what makes the big difference here. It's a lot more challenging than it looks, and from the camera angle from the back, you can really see what the drivers are going through.
Now here's a look at Jarno Trulli out of the pits. In the background, that was the slide from Loic Duval that we saw. Great stuff from Loic, who's kept it out of the wall so far this weekend, which is good.
Oh, commentators curse.
Well, no, I didn't. Things can't get much worse, but he had a horrible last 2 weekends. So unlike him and so unfortunate in Moscow and at Le Mans. Hopefully here we can see him back at the front of the order.
So Heidfeld coming in.
Yeah. So Nico Prost remains the quickest man of anyone. 6.5 minutes to go. 26.0, 4/10 quicker than his teammate Sebastian Buemi. Meanwhile, Nelson Piquet Jr. is 14th quickest, so I presume he hasn't done his full 200 kilowatt power lap. Jean-Eric Vergne's just jumped up to 4th for Andretti. As Daniel Abt is out there too. Nico Prost sliding his way down into the cockpit. Here is Daniel Abt. About to come through the second sector. And
personal bests.
Yeah, about half a second down on Nico Prost at the moment. But this could put him in kind of Verne-Heidfeld region. Out into Rosary Gate. Through the long left-hander. Someone's had a lock-up in front of him as he drives through the Michelin smoke.
As they get now, because of turn 1, and as they've got them having to avoid that bump, and it's going to change the thing. The first thing the teams will do is drop the right heights, so the car will be better on the vast majority of the circuit. Daniel Abt, P3 there, 26.443.
Good final sector, fastest final sector of anyone.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, the car will now be handling better than it would have been earlier because it had to sacrifice and compromise that setup to get over that horrendous bump we had in turn 1. So it's going to be feeling a little bit nicer on the other 16 corners of the track.
Lucas Di Grassi's just gone second quickest, so it's Prost, Di Grassi, Buemi, the top 3 at the moment, as, oh goodness me, Fabio Lima having to go really offline to get out of the way of a charging Nelson Piquet Jr., who's done the fastest middle sector of anyone, a pretty good first sector, and what's this qualifying simulation run going to be like for Nelson Piquet? Down towards the final corner, the man who's leading the championship at the moment, big lock up on the front right, gets it stopped just about, clips the wall and goes quicker by 0.3 of a second than anyone else. He's really hooked up this weekend, Piquet.
Pull down to 90, okay, 90, pull down.
Telling him to cool it down there. And one of the things, well...
How much do we need to improve?
Not a lot,
Not
mate.
much.
Yeah.
That's, we never heard the reply there on that radio message. This is Sebastian Buemi, a replay of him. Not sure whether he's meant to come into the pits or not.
A bit of confusion there. He'll be asking on the radio, what did I do? Pretty dangerous to just be sitting there. We wouldn't be surprised if he has a little... The officials have a little word with him after that one.
Yeah, not the best way to do it. Now here's Piquet into the final corner. Lock up on the front right. Got it turned in.
Commitment though, he just turned it in anyway.
Yeah. Good lap.
He is on it right now, isn't he, Nelson?
Fabio Lima, another newcomer to the series this weekend. Well, not so much a newcomer. He did some of the pre-season tests at Donington for this team, actually. Amlin Aguri. But now it's Sakun Yamamoto at the wheel.
Bit of traffic ahead here. Right at the end of the track, too.
Yeah, across the line going Sakun. I don't think he was on a quick lap anyway. Jean-Eric Vergne's just done the fastest first sector of anyone. We've got the running clock in there in the bottom right. Now he's 0.6 up on Nelson Piquet Jr. So this is a bit of a flyer from Jean-Eric Vergne in the Andretti car. Here he is. in the Finding Nemo style machine. He's got some traffic up in front. Darting out of the way there is the next EV car. Good work from him. Verne locks up the front right, gets it in though nevertheless. Now down towards the final corner at Chelsea Gate. Are we going to see Jean-Eric Verne put himself into contention through the left-hander across the line, quicker than anyone by 3.5 tenths of a second.
Okay, good lap, that puts you P1.
Lovely.
That's always a nice radio message to hear, I imagine.
Yes, like that one.
PK's likely to be behind you on a quick lap.
Good information there from the team, from Rob. That's
because that was Piquet that got out of the way of Verne.
Yeah.
And now I think Verne has just returned the favour on Nelson Piquet coming down towards the first corner.
good to see that respect between the guys.
Yeah. Yeah, that was very good work from the Andretti team to be across all of that. But Piquet is 3 tenths down on Verne in the first sector alone.
So our championship protagonists right now, 2nd, 4th, 5th.
Yep. But all quite spread out. There's a second cover the top 4, and they've all done their full 200 kilowatts power lap. So that shows you just how tricky this Battersea Park circuit is to get used to. Jerome D'Ambrosio there jumps up into 4th place. He's also a championship contender, albeit a very outside one.
A distant one, yeah. Only the meteor to strike, I think, for some of the guys to be in contention. Here's Nelson on a lap again.
Oh, goodness me.
Right on the limit of getting a tank slapper there. Through 13 again.
It's personal bests, but it's not better than Jean-Eric Verne at the moment as he comes down into the Millennium Chicane.
Nice through there. Very nice.
One more corner to go for Piquet. One more shot at getting to the top of the timing screens. Little front right lockup, turns it in. Oh, he's heading towards the wall there. Comes across the line and goes second quickest. A slight improvement. Did he? I don't think he quite hit it.
Yeah, I was on a good lap, sorry. Last sector, I got a bit messed up. First sector was better. But, yeah, I messed up last sector. Brakes were a little bit colder in the second lap than the first lap. But anyway, I'm coming in.
1 minute to go in the session, 55 seconds now.
Nelson is he's the boss. You know, I'm coming in.
Oh, yeah.
None of that Buemi, oh, shall I come in? Am I meant to come in?
Yeah.
Nelson's like, I'm coming in. Here he's at the final turn.
He's locking there in that final turn. He's not doing himself any favour with locking the tyres there, flat spotting the tyre just a little bit. But you're absolutely right. Nelson's an experienced driver and he runs the team that way.
This is Oliver Turvey, his Team China teammate, coming through the final corner now and across the line. 1.8 seconds down.
Very nice.
Quickest.
Got himself up to 10th there. That's good. Any track that's got as many corners as this, as many bumps, as many challenges, you're going to see more of a spread between the quickest and the slowest, and you're going to see people make those big gains. And again, tomorrow I think we'll see it all kind of just get closer and closer as people start to understand it. And
so at the moment, our first and second are exactly the same as in the qualifying session in Moscow. Verne ahead of Piquet. Anyone out there still on a quick lap? Simone de Silvestro here is out on track, but I don't think she's flying. No, it's quite a slow lap for de Silvestro. She comes out of the, or down through turn 13 now. Verne crosses the line to take the checkered flag. Nice
and, I was going to say sedate, but I bet it doesn't feel sedate in there.
Yeah, because even when you turn the power down to manage the energy, you're still going flat out.
Well, you're going quick. In some cases, quicker through the corner because you're approaching the corner slower, and you're trying to keep that momentum up. And there's someone on a 32-second lap. Yeah, that'll be sort of doing the race preparation, which is more important than those one-off laps. The numbers, the big numbers get the headlines, but it's the race prep that counts, and that's where the big points come this afternoon.
So, free practice 2 completed. After a bit of a delay, we got the running out, and to be honest, I think that first corner is absolutely fine. It's no worries at all, and it's going to be good in the race. Agreed,
100% agreed. Does not look a big deal. We'll see what these guys say. Obviously, they're the ones facing it, but it looks, looks a good solution, doesn't it?
Yeah. So, Jean-Eric Verne ends the session quickest, 3 tenths of a second quicker than his teammate Nelson Piquet. Loic Duval is ending the session slowest, 4.4 seconds slower than Jean-Eric Verne. I mean, he's done 11 laps, so that's quite an odd one for Duval. He's just coming across the line now to take the checkered flag. That's a very odd one. He must have had a troubled session because he's quicker than that, Loic Duval.
Oh, yeah. One thing Loic Duval could do is drive a racing car quickly, right?
Yeah, exactly. So Verne and Piquet, the top 2. Nico Prost then third quickest, quicker than his teammate Sebastian Buemi, who's down in 6th. Jerome D'Ambrosio 4th, De Grassi 5th, Buemi 6th. Aptin 7th, Sarrazin in 8th place, Salvador Duran 9th. Good lap from him. Nico Prost has stopped out there on the circuit according to the timing screens, so we'll keep an eye out on that. He's somewhere in the middle sector and he stopped on circuit. Completing the top 10 is Nick Heidfeld, and then we got Turvey behind, Sam Bird in 12th, 13th for Karun Chanduk, Lima, Yamamoto, Fontana, the 3 newcomers in 17th, 18th and 19th positions. Here's a look at the results, and there's Nelson Piquet just having a conversation. Here's a look at the results then after that 25-minute free practice 2, the last practice running they're going to get ahead of the qualifying session later on. Jean-Eric Vernon is the quickest man of anyone, 0.3 of a second quicker than Nelson Piquet Jr. in 2nd, then Prost, D'Ambrosio, De Grassi and Buemi, the 2 championship protagonists, down in 5th and 6th position. 7/10 slower than the man leading the championship, Nelson Piquet Jr. They're going to have a lot of work to do in the next 40 minutes before qualifying. Daniel Abt 7th, and Heidfeld completed the top 10. Good lap from Oliver Turvey in 11th position, Sam Bird in 12th, Karun Chanduk there 13th, Simone de Silvestro in 14th. So we have some 40 minutes to go until qualifying gets underway. Here's Oliver Turvey just having another practice start. Good thing about these is they can do as many practice starts as they want. They don't have a clutch to wreck, so Turvey decides to do one. He's the only man who's decided to do one. Just trying to listen to what Piquet's saying there, but I think he's talking about the tyre temperatures. But he is 2nd quickest after the 2nd free practice session here in Battersea Park, ahead of around 10 of the championship. So the drivers took the first corner, the new first corner for the first time, and it seemed to be no problem at all. Salvador Duran was still having problems with Prince Albert down at turn 3. Just locked up the front right. Oh, this is Sakon Yamamoto in the other Amlin car, munching the barriers a little bit on the exit of the final corner at Chelsea Gate. The car's really flying over that quick chicane at turns 6 and 7. Things are looking good for Stefan Sarrazin in the early stages. He threw it through the left-hander and was really giving us some entertainment, but it was Jean-Eric Vergne who was the quickest man of anyone. Make sure you join us in just 25 minutes time. Qualifying will be getting underway ahead of around 10 of the championship. See you then.